communication today is $23.7 billion industry.
What makes mass communication and media technology a promising career?
Journalism is only about collecting news and writing for the newspaper or for television or for radio. I'm in journalism for the last 4 decades, but mass communication is newer than me in journalism. We can be number one, journalist. Number two, we can be content creators. So we need a person who is producing that video. We need a person who is standing behind the cameras. We need persons who are editing those videos. News agencies like ANI, PTI, UNI, they also need journalists. At SGT University, focus is on practical. At SGT, you have, I think, Asia's biggest shooting floor. But I don't think there is any other university, in Haryana at least, which has this podcast. So this provides ample opportunities to the students.
Hello everyone and welcome to SGT Pulse, an initiative by the Faculty of Mass Communication and Media Technology. Today, we will be exploring various aspects of journalism and mass communication as a career which the young generation is looking for. For this, we have with us our esteemed guest, Mr. Sushil Manav, Senior Journalist, The Print. Mr. Manav has experience of nearly 4 decades in journalism. He has worked for leading newspapers like the Tribune, Times of India and Millennium Post. Presently, he is working with The Print as Senior Associate Editor. We are honored to have him as advisor to SGT University. Namaskar sir and welcome you to the show.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anjana, for inviting me to this podcast. And let me congratulate you and the SGT University for such a nice venture. SGT podcast is really a very, very good initiative of the SGT University.
Thank you so much, sir. And we are glad you to be here. Sir, during our admission process, we are receiving multiple questions from the young generation related to different programs. As a university, we are offering more than 200 programs, and one faculty is mass communication and media technology. So we have jotted down all the questions into a piece of paper, and we would love to hear you from you about the different opportunity related to this particular industry, right? Sir, can we start with the questions?
Sure, I'll try my best.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Sir, the first one is the students are generally looking for an answer ki what makes mass communication and media technology a promising career which for the young generation which they are looking for. How it is a promising career for them? They would love to know about all these aspects.
See, let me explain the scope of journalism and mass communication. Mass communication today is $23.7 billion industry. So when I convert this into rupees, this comes to 2 lakh crore annually.
That's very interesting.
So we are sitting in Haryana. This is one of the wealthiest states of the country. And the annual budget of Haryana is 2 lakh crore. So just imagine the whole Haryana's annual budget and media industry is almost equal as when we talk about the money involved in this industry.
Absolutely.
Then we have nearly 900 plus television channels working in India. We have more than 1 lakh newspapers in India. And we have 150 million people. They are consuming media through the digital means. So when I talk 150 million, this means 15 crore people, they consume media through digital means, which is YouTube, Twitter, or now it is X. Then we have Instagram, Facebook, all these. So this is the scope of first I'm telling the scope of mass communication. Now let me dissect journalism and mass communication. Journalism is as old as we had newspapers in India. Journalism is only about collecting news and writing for the newspaper or for television or for radio. But mass communication is much vast field than the journalism. And mass communication is a very new field, less than 4 decades. I am in journalism for the last 4 decades. But mass communication is newer than me in journalism. Because when I started in 1987, we had only newspapers, radio, and Doordarshan. What happened is that from 1991 to 1996, we had Narasimha Rao government in India, and the country witnessed so many economic reforms during that.
Correct. Global economic reforms.
So we call it globalization also.
Correct.
So our industry also went abroad, marketed abroad, and similarly the industry from outside also came to India. So it was in the early 90s that we saw the emerge of ZTV, Star News, Aaj Tak, all these channels. So mass communication also came in 1990s only. So it is hardly less than 4-decade-old industry. And whatever industry is new, it has more chances of growth. So I was just reading yesterday that the annual growth of mass communication today is 20%. You just imagine the country's GDP growth is normally 6 to 8%. 8% is maximum, normally it is 6%.
Vary between 6 to 8.
But mass communication's growth is 20%. So from here, you can imagine what kind of scopes do we have in mass communication. As I was telling that journalism is just collecting and writing news. But mass communication, basically this is one branch of communication. Now Dr. Anjana and Sushil Manav are talking, this is communication. When this communication will be put on the YouTube and made public, this will become mass communication. So mass communication is basically when the communication is imparted to a large section of people through mass media means. It can be radio, it can be YouTube, it can be television, it can be any other means of communication. So that becomes mass communication. Now going further, since this is a vast field, the students of mass communication have vast opportunities. First is journalism, as I started. So journalism, one can be a journalist who gathers news, who writes news, who sends news. But at the same time, they need editors who edit the news. So this is journalism. Now, when a student is studying mass communication and media technology, basically, they will emerge as storytellers. They will become storytellers. They will tell stories.
Correct.
Stories can be told by writing, stories can be told through videos, stories can be told through podcasts, stories can be told through television. And films also.
Correct.
So, when we go by that, so we can be, number one, journalists. Number two, we can be content creators. We need content creators everywhere. Many of the students don't even know where people can need.
And content is, I believe, the core to mass communication.
Yeah. Suppose, I'm telling you one thing. When you buy a medicine, any cup syrup which is packed in some box, when you open it, you find a leaflet also, which explains the doses, etc., etc. This is written by some content creator.
Every content has to be created.
Every content has to be created. The websites, many other things. Even the brochures, at SGT University, you create these brochures. Somebody has to write the contents. Then we need, say, video creators. So when we create videos, so we need a person who is producing that video. We need a person who is standing behind the cameras. We need persons who are editing those videos. So we need persons who will do animation and graphics in that. So there are so many fields even in the video creation, right? And for that also somebody will write the content also, because content has to be written before you create a video. So then there are advertisement companies. Advertisement is also storytelling. If you remember, there is a old advertisement. This is Google's advertisement. So telling story that two friends who lived in Pakistan before partition, the Hindu migrated to India and the Muslim is there. And he's telling his granddaughter कि वो क्या ज़माना था जब हम लाहौर में रहते थे, और मेरा एक दोस्त था, कोई नाम उसने दिया उसका, उनकी मिठाइयों की दुकान थी फलाने पार्क के पास थी, तो हम उसमें ये मिठाई चुरा के खाया करते थे. तो दी ग्रैंड-डॉटर, शी नोटिस्ड हिज इमोशंस कि ये तो बहुत जो है ना उसको याद कर रहा है. तो शी गूगल करने से उस मिठाई का नाम गूगल किया, उस चौक का नाम गूगल किया, तो उसको वो मिठाई की दुकान का एड्रेस मिल गया, फ़ोन नंबर मिल गया. शी कॉल्ड, और वहाँ पे उसके उस आदमी के पोते ने फ़ोन उठाया, तो उससे उसने बात की. एंड आफ्टर अ फ्यू टेलीफोन कॉल्स, वन फाइन डे व्हेन दिस पर्सन हैड हिज बर्थडे, the person visited Pakistan, met that person. So this was a very, very emotional story. So this story must have been written by someone. This is the art of storytelling. And this is in advertisement, not in news. Right? So after explaining the advertising, I'll revert back to video creators again, because there are several video creators in India who are making too much money from the video creation. The example is Dhruv Rathi. Dhruv Rathi is creating several educational videos, political videos and all that, and has millions and millions of views.
And these kind of videos are very popular.
Very popular, yeah.
Yes.
And similarly, there is one Khan sir. Khan sir.
He's a very renowned name.
Very renowned, yeah. So after, a person becomes a video creator, there are lots and lots of opportunities for the person. The videos can be made of food also, the videos can be made of travel, videos can be of educational topics, that can be on politics, so many fields. And then event management is a very, relatively new field, because people spend too much on marriages and other events. So even event management companies are flourishing. So students from mass communication have that scope also. Then news agencies like ANI, PTI, UNI, they also need journalists. After that, public relation. It's a vast subject, because almost every organization needs a public relation manager or a corporate communication manager. So there are lots of jobs in that. And that is also storytelling, because if a person is telling the positive things about one's organization in a press note or in a video, this is also storytelling. As journalism is storytelling, as video creation is storytelling, as advertisement is, so is public relation and corporate communication. And then in cinema as well as in OTT, there are lots of opportunities. Somebody has to write the script, then the plot is to be written. So these are all, kind of
opportunities in front of the students. थैंक यू सो मच सर. और मुझे लगता है सर ने जो स्टैटिस्टिक आज शेयर करी है, जिसके बारे में शायद हम में से बहुत सारे लोगों को नहीं पता होगा, तो दैट विल हेल्प देम आउट टू टेक ए पर्टिकुलर डिसीजन, राइट? थैंक यू सर. सर, मेरी 2 सवाल को मैं क्लब करना चाहूँगी आपके सामने. वन क्वेश्चन इज, the student from science, the student from commerce, and the students from humanity backgrounds, they have different aptitude, right? They all are eligible for mass communication, right? Is there any specific skill is required to pursue this particular program?
This is very, very interesting question. Let me first of all tell you that at the print where I work these days, we have journalists who have done BTech engineering.
That's great.
We have students who have done biotechnology.
Surprisingly.
We have students who have done commerce. We have students who have worked in finance minister's office. So there are so many fields in journalism also. One can be a political journalist. The other person can be a sports journalist.
Correct.
The third one can be a business journalist. The fourth one can be a fashion journalist. The next can be writing on art and culture.
Absolutely.
The next can be a science journalist. Science journalism is a very, very new field. Earlier, these newspapers didn't have science journalists, but ever since this digital media has come, now we have science journalists. We have a full bureau of science journalists in the print.
Yeah.
So, students from any discipline can join mass communication.
Do you think any specific skill is required to pursue this particular program, sir? लगता है आपको कि ये potential candidate के अंदर होना चाहिए तब जाके वो mass communication को justify करेगा?
Basically is the aptitude, attitude of the student.
सर जैसे आपका लगभग 4 decade का आपका एक्सपीरियंस रहा, जब आपने ज्वाइन किया था इस इंडस्ट्री को और आज में आप क्या चेंजेस देखते हैं एंड व्हाट यू विल सजेस्ट टू द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर एस्पायरिंग फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रोग्राम?
Now it is multimedia. So 2 days back I did a story that 5 lakh tabs worth 700 crores. These were purchased by the government of Haryana in 2022 and distributed to class 10, 11 and 12 students. So when we do story, we cover all aspects. We speak to the government also so that it's not a one-sided story. Now, when I was telling about multimedia, when my story was published, next day, that one journalist from our the print, she did a podcast on that today we'll discuss Sushil Manav's story on this, and that podcast was put on Amazon and Spotify. Third thing which can be done is to make a video of that also. So one story can be in print form, can be in podcast form and also in video form. So this is the difference which has come after the advent of
digitalization. Correct, sir. Right, sir. Sir, is there any key difference between journalism, public relation and advertising?
See, one thing is very clear that when we talk about mass communication, this is the art of storytelling. Now, the difference is how and where you tell your story. If you are in journalism, in print you will write a story, file it. In television, you will write a story. If you are an anchor, you will narrate on the camera. If you are a reporter, you will file your ground report to the television channel and they will narrate it. If you are a radio reporter, you will file from the field. If you are a RJ, you will narrate it on radio. Now, if you are into advertisement, now you have to create captive advertisements by storytelling. One example I gave about Google, but there are others also. You have to have catchphrases also. Thanda matlab Coca-Cola. है ना? So these are catchphrases which immediately catch the attention of
people. Of the audience.
So when you are in advertisement, you are again telling your stories, but in a different
way.
There, as a journalist, your aim is to inform and educate, right? But when you are in advertisement, you are to lure the customer. Right? And when you are in public relation, your job is to convey the positive side of your institution
And
to
maintaining that
people.
rapport. Yes.
And also try to hide whatever negative
Correct.
side of the story is there, because when we read public relation or corporate communication, so we also read if there is a crisis, how to manage that. So crisis management is also part of public relations.
Because PR are generally public relation officers are hired for managing the brand.
Yeah.
Right, sir?
Yeah.
जो मेरी understanding है यही है.
Exactly.
So that's where they have to learn how to show the positive thing and how to hide the negative aspect of the organization.
Exactly.
Right. We are privileged, sir, as you are the advisor to our university. On and often, you are getting the opportunity to mentoring our students also. So, थोड़ा सा आप इस बारे में बता दीजिए कि how the faculty of mass communication and media technology, the students of our departments are exploring the new technology and how they are benefited by the hands-on experiences.
See, I've gone through the curriculum of several universities, including SGT universities. So the biggest difference I have found is that at SGT University, focus is on practical. They strengthen the theory part also. It's not that they ignore theory part. They strengthen the theory part also, but focus is on practical. Also, perhaps this is the only university or the first university to have an in-house publication. You have a newspaper called SGT Times. You have a website by the name of SGT Times.
Right.
You have a YouTube channel by the name of SGT Times. And now you have a podcast by the name of SGT Pulse. I remember after SGT University started a YouTube channel somewhere time in 2021. After that, several other universities also followed the suit. But I don't think there is any other university, in Haryana at least, which has this podcast. This must be the first university in the state to have podcasts.
Okay.
So this provides ample opportunities to the students to have practical training within the university campus. This practical training, they often, the students of other university get once they go to the field, once they go to jobs. And it takes them a few months to get a glimpse of all these things. But here at SGT University, they start during their first year. So this is the biggest thing. Then at SGT, you have, I think, Asia's biggest shooting floor. This is a big achievement. So, such type of, biggest in the educational institution. Such type of shooting floors, many of the TV channels don't have with them.
Correct. And that is in-house.
That is in-house at the SGT University. Then you have different kind of labs. And I'm told that you have already started the process of setting up for AI lab. This is a big achievement.
Sir. Yes. The team is working on this.
Then you have drone journalism. I don't think many of the universities in Haryana have this. You have drone cinematography and drone media. So this is a very big achievement. So all these things the students of SGT University can learn, which they normally learn only after going outside and going to the jobs.
Okay. And what about the internship part, sir? How the students are progressing for that?
See, SGT University, I have been observing for the last many years, they have collaboration with several media organizations, print media organization as well as
digital
as well as electronic. Yeah. So many of our students have been working in electronic media. One of our students, Swati, is in Republic TV now.
Right.
Sandeep Kaur was in Zee TV. Now, I think you have...
Yes, she's with
She's
us.
So there are several other students who are basically working in digital media, in electronic media, in newspapers industries. So they go for internship everywhere. And then you have in-house internship also.
Yes.
In the Faculty of Mass Communication and in digital, marketing also. So I think there is hardly any student who doesn't get a chance of internship. Many of them get in the first year also.
So from first year onwards, we are preparing our student to send for internship and all these things, right, sir? Sir, as you have a very vast experience in this particular era, so I would like to request you to summarizing all these aspects. Please convey some message to the students who are currently viewing this podcast so that they can take some motivation and they can shape their career accordingly.
So I will be repeating many of the things I've already said. Number one, this is $23.7 billion industry. It's rupees 2 lakh crore industry. You have more than 1 lakh newspapers publishing from this country. You have 900 plus channels. You have 150 million people consuming media through digital means. So this is a vast field. And as I said that the annual growth of media in India is 20%, which is very high.
Very high. As compared to other industries.
Won't find any, there are several other fields which are seeing decline because of saturation. Any field which is old will suffer from saturation. But with any field which is new has ample opportunities for growth. So if you...
And many more opportunities will come also.
Definitely. Because AI has just arrived. It's hardly a year-old phenomena. And once there are... And one thing I will also like to add, there are several misconceptions that AI will snatch jobs. It is not the case. It is not the case. It will basically facilitate. It
cannot replace the human.
Yeah, it cannot replace him. So there are so many opportunities available in the field of mass communication. So I will urge students who are good at communication, or who, even if they are not good at communication now, but they like to communicate, they will like to be a good communicator, they should join this field, because this is the best field available today. And I will also add that communication is one thing which is very important for the building of one's personality. Even if tomorrow you decide to go in some other field, maybe marketing, maybe any other, but if you are a good communicator, that will help you in that field also.
Some not only the communication, other technical aspects are also required for journalism, defense communication, right, sir? And the students during their curriculum, they are progressing by learning all those tools.
Definitely radio, television, photography, videography, and video editing. There are so many aspects.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful session. And we are honored and privileged that today you are here.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anjana, for inviting me. This was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
And thanks for joining us. मुझे उम्मीद है कि आप सबको ये वीडियो बहुत अच्छी लगी होगी. अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आई है तो प्लीज़ इसे लाइक करिए, शेयर करिए और सब्सक्राइब करिए. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.